You're listening to Comic Reflections, episode 201. I'm your host, Nicholas Prom.
I'm Jeff Barnhart, otherwise known as Kor-El, Superman's evil twin hunchback brother.
Wow. Comic Reflections is brought to you by the Outhousers. You can find this show, plus articles about comic booky things, at theouthousers.com. And if you enjoy this program, please subscribe to us on either iTunes or Stitcher.
All right. It's DC time.
Yay! It is DC time. So with the last episode, we were trying to remember the name of that children's book with the steam shovel. Mike Mulligan and his steam shovel.
Yeah, that's very good. But not as good as Mike Hammer and his 45.
Okay. Different reading levels.
Yeah. It's a great book. I loved it.
Well, good.
Yeah. Not as... My favorite, though, was Little Wolf and the Thunderstick about the Iroquois Indians.
Oh, man.
I don't know why.
Why the Thunderstick? Is that like shotguns? Of like when Whitey came and killed them all?
It's a flintlock rifle. Oh. So, okay.
Yeah, let's talk about World's Finest number 240. It is the September of 1976 issue. And the story is called How Do You Kill a Superman? Written by Bob Haney, penciled by Dick Dillon, and inked by John Kalman.
Sure wasn't written by Lex Luthor. Maybe a book he would write.
Maybe.
Yeah. Oh, he would go on Ask.com. How do you kill a Superman? So.
Well, Timmy, Alexander.
Yeah. Is his name Alexander?
Yeah.
Okay. Lex is better.
Well,
if I have a kid, I'll name him Lex.
I don't think you're going to be having any children.
Yeah. All right. Dog. All right. We see Superman dead and Batman in chains. How did this come about?
I know they have these wild splash panels, like what?
Yeah.
And so yeah.
Yeah. All right. You see Superman going crazy. He destroys the spire of
a tower.
Yeah.
He punches off the antenna to knock out a bad guy, and it lands on him. It's like that. That's kind of not the direct.
The tower of a skyscraper.
Yeah.
You know, and Batman's kind of, hey, you could have killed this guy. And what else?
Superman doesn't care. He's like, so the guy was a piece of crap.
Superman accused of excessive force, says the newspaper.
And what's anybody going to do about it? He's Superman.
And he starts a Mideast war, almost.
How does he do that?
He punches... Let's see, does he just... No, he punches a plane that goes into the enemy country's aerospace, and that starts a war.
Wow.
Cool. Let's see, that's something... That'd be interesting, but it's not here, so it's just already over.
So Batman's wondering, hey, what the crap? Superman's being weird, and so he sees a street vendor who has like toy wind-up Superman, and then one of them flies up and punches Batman in the face.
Yeah. He doesn't have a little key in his back.
Right. So we know it's not a toy. It's Van Zee, Superman's double from the city of Kandor.
So what gives? There's this huge fire now of a skyscraper, and Superman says, I don't care.
That's pretty messed up.
Yeah, it is. So Batman goes to the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah.
And he can't lift up the key. So...
Oh, I love this. He finds a way to freeze ice or the air around it and to fill the lock. And
all he does is take water, and because it's cold up there.
Yeah.
And the water freezes almost on contact, and it makes the impression.
And he thinks he turns it and gets into the fortress that way, which would never work. I mean, yes, I know you can like use wax to get the impression of a lock and then make a copy, but this, even if Batman had the force to be able to turn it, the ice would just snap off.
It's too brittle.
Yeah.
And if it did work, it'd be a stupid lock.
Yeah, because if he could do that, then Batman could just use a batarang and the bat rope to climb into the lock and like hit the tumblers and make it go.
Yeah, and why? All right, little Superman can go in there, but why can't the thing's huge? I don't know. It's about a story tall. The key is.
Yeah,
right?
it's weird that you couldn't. That like the Van Z could just fly right in, and like that keyhole is huge. Why couldn't a man fit through it?
Yeah. All right. Well, they get into the Fortress of Solitude, and there's some. Here's the thing we were talking about before about the trophies in DC.
Yeah.
And there's a ship, and a moon, and a big robot, and a locomotive.
There's all kinds of crap in there.
Yeah. All right. So Batman sees this cat. It's got 8 legs. It's not happy about being put up.
Right.
So it goes in Kandor. Superman has been made a king, and he's sleeping now. So they explain what happens. Somehow the food, there's food shortages in Kandor, but then couldn't Superman send down a Hershey bar or something like that and solve the, how hard is it? There's this great panel of the Kandorians fighting each other, and it's really great.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I like about it in the whole comic book was this one panel.
Oh man.
Yeah, so but I really liked. Superman looks pretty cool in this suit, and with his crown on.
Yeah, because they made him the king of Kandor because reasons.
And he's the only genius who can fix it. Not all the Kandorians are kind of smart, but
yeah, I mean it's like Kryptonian scientists and stuff. I mean, like, yeah, Superman's smart, but I mean, I don't know. I never think of Superman as a super scientist, even though he is actually intelligent, really intelligent. His capacity for learning is really high, but I don't know. He doesn't come across as like other people with super intellects seem. He doesn't come across like Brainiac 5 or Reed Richards, or you know what I mean? Never.
Yeah, because I think
he comes across as clever, but not like super genius.
Yeah, although he makes the Superman robots, he makes a Superman-mobile. What was that, Supermobile? Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that because he used that to fight Amazo.
Yeah, and all kinds of stuff like that. So he is a genius. He just doesn't act like a genius.
Yeah.
Reed, he's all scientist and real serious, and Brainiac is a mad scientist. And, Superman just a good guy who's really, really smart.
Yeah. This works.
Okay, I figure out that this cat is a problem with it all. So, Superman wakes up and says, "Hey, you're causing all this trouble." So, all right, well, put me in chains and everything will be okay. And then he just disappears out of it and he becomes evil again.
Yeah, which is really strange.
Superman doesn't remember himself being evil.
Yeah, so, he's having a real Jekyll and Hyde kind of thing going.
Yeah. The Jekyll is in Kandor, and the Hyde is when he's out of Kandor.
Yeah, so that's a problem.
So the premier of the Soviet Union and the president of the United States asked Batman to kill Superman, which he can't do in Kandor.
Right, because in Kandor they don't have the powers. And sometimes Superman and Batman would go into Kandor. No, was this Superman, Batman, or Superman and Jimmy would go into Kandor and fight? Yeah, Superman and Jimmy as Nightwing and Flamebird.
Okay, so Batman goes in there. He's let's see. He has to fight a robot. Then he fights a gorilla, some space gorilla.
Batman does.
Blue Alpha 8.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's see. So he comes in and Superman touches him and Batman kills him because he's got a poison dart on his cowl.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. So he's dead. They have a funeral. Batman is led behind him so they can see what he's done and feel the shame.
Yeah, and there's the panel of Batman crying.
So then suddenly Superman's expanding, and he expands out of Kandor.
Yeah.
And by doing that, did you understand that?
No. He somehow was dead, but not really, though, or something. Or he was dead, but he became alive because once he got outside of Kandor and there was enough solar energy to, like, make him alive again.
Yeah.
You know, when they killed him in the early 90s, they had him... Oh, he wasn't really dead. He was in a healing coma.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the famous one?
Yeah.
Oh, we have some in-house ads. Plop. Huh.
Yeah.
Plop was Sandman, Shazam, Plop, Joker.
Well, what they're telling is they have a first edition sale, and they have many like extras of first issues that they're selling in bundles. Mm-hmm. So that's what you were just rattling.
Oh,
on.
I see.
Yeah. Marvel was doing a similar thing at the time, and it's kind of fun. Like, wouldn't it be great to just buy up a batch of comics like that?
Yeah.
And Plop was really fun because it had some Basil Wolverton art. I know.
Cool.
It was their humor magazine, and I think they might have had some Wally Wood in there too.
Mm-hmm.
I can't be 100% sure though, but
String Sports. Wow. Okay. All
right. So that eight-legged cat
is the cause of everything. Everything's caused by a cat.
And it's apparently is intelligent like a person, and it just was causing trouble. Why did it do that?
Cosmic rays.
Oh, it wasn't even like it was evil.
Yeah. And it was just a lame story.
And so Superman was cured of the Jekyll and Hyde thing?
Yeah.
Okay, because I didn't get how that was resolved either.
Yeah, it's sort of... Well, once the cat was sent to his home world, Krakowian or whatever, I don't know. That could have been done... That's a story that maybe, Marvel could have done better, I think.
You think?
Yeah, and maybe the next one I'm going to read about the Batman Jr. and Superman Jr. Because Marvel does motion better and...
Emotion?
Yeah, emotion, yeah.
So, okay, in the story we just read, who would you have that story be about? And how would you do it better? Like, say it's Marvel.
It'd be a longer story.
Okay.
And there'd be more people killed in it. But who could it be? Well, I mean, that's crying out loud. That's every Hulk story right there. The entire thing is a Hulk story.
Sure.
But you could have anybody, the Thing, or even Spider-Man doing that stuff. And I don't know. It's just that kind of story is too big for a small comic. I mean, it had to be over a few.
I feel like I find a lot of DC stuff with like there's packing a lot of plot into a single issue, and it's like, you know what, this needs more room to breathe.
Yeah.
So okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
All right.
So let's talk about our next issue. It is World's Finest number 242. It is the December of 1976 issue, and the story is called Town of the Timeless Killers. It's written by Bob Haney, penciled by Ernie Chan, and inked by John Calnan. Now, this is another Super Sons of Batman and Superman. It's Superman and Batman Jr.
Yeah.
Oh, do you not like them?
Yeah, they're the two best arguments for birth control, these guys.
Oh man.
Oh, they're just boring. It's another thing, though, I think Marvel would do better.
Who would you have the sons of?
Anybody.
Anybody?
Yeah, Reed Richards or...
But who would be like two heroes that you consider they operating solo, but they're kind of buddy and operate together a lot, like Superman and Batman? And then like, who would be the parallel?
I don't know. Well, Superman and Batman are a bad team anyway because they don't complement each other. It's sort of like...
Yeah.
As a super guy with somebody to sweep up after him or something, sort of... that... I don't know. It's just almost any of them. You could have the same... The idea you're being the son of a superhero can be interesting. It's not done very much, and except that, oh, here comes the son of Zambar from the 40s or something. There's not.
Oh, sure, somebody who was like the son of a Golden Age hero.
Right.
But yeah, you don't see the theme of just a regular person living in the shadow of their incredibly famous superhero parent.
You don't see any kids at all, except for what's Little Richard's name?
Franklin Richards.
Franklin.
Little
Yeah.
Richards.
Yeah.
But then he has
Yeah.
powers too and stuff. You know.
Yeah, he does, but he's kind of it's really dark. It doesn't
Yeah.
have too much power, and
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody else. And Spider-Man doesn't have a kid. None of the X-Men have kids.
No, not
None
really.
of the
I mean,
none
well,
of the Fantastic Four.
Cyclops has his son from the future, a future timeline. Cable comes back, but they're both adults together and interact with each other. And also there's Rachel Summers, who is another one of those. She's this, I think, the son of either Cyclops and Jean Grey or Cyclops and Madeline Pryor. I'm not sure, because Madeline Pryor was like her, basically Jean's clone.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that kind of?
No.
We'll talk about it, because when we get to the phone book volumes, we will do the X-Men.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. They don't use that. It's sort of, why not have a kid?
You know why? Because then it's like, oh, you're like 40 years old. And then,
Oh.
you know, it kind of puts you in a position of, well, you have to age these heroes out or have them retire or, you know, whatever. And when they're these major properties, the idea of, well, let's have a sliding time scale and basically have them just live their 20s and 30s like perpetually
Yeah. Well, you know,
without kids.
Wolverine is older.
Yeah. But his power kind of explains why he gets to be older. And that's a retcon. You know, they added his story, like, later.
Mhm.
Because he didn't have an origin when he was introduced. He was just this guy.
Yeah. Professor X is older.
Yeah, he has a
Reed
son
Richards
who was
is older.
weird.
And the Thing is older.
Yeah, Reed Richards and the Thing, they fought in World War II. People like to forget about that. Because it doesn't
Yeah.
work with the timeline now. But they did.
That is, I mean, but it's not impossible. But they could do it. But that's just odd they haven't. It's sort of, it's just, it'd make it interesting. Someone's trying to steal the baby or something like that, or the
Sure.
baby has this weird thing. What you know? They
Oh,
do
Luke-
that in The Incredibles.
Luke Cage and Jessica Jones have a baby.
Do they?
Yeah.
I mean, he's
So.
badass.
Yeah. Sweet Christmas.
But The Incredibles had.
Yes.
That's interesting what they do with the kids. The kids
You know, The
are
Incredibles 2 is happening now.
Oh,
Oh, don't
Please
go.
don't.
Oh, it'll be good. It'll be fun.
I mean, I love The Incredibles. I think it's the best Pixar movie. So
It might be the best superhero movie, really. Just playing on those themes and still being fun. It gets to work on many levels of like, this is cute and fun, but also like, oh, we get to really examine the tropes of superhero stuff in a very clever way.
all the characters is interesting. Every single one. There's not a boring character there.
Yeah.
The music's wonderful.
Yeah.
The set design and the animation is wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
It's I can't think of a joke that doesn't do well, or it's a total bomb, or anything that's not. It's just you like everybody, and I don't know. It's just wonderful.
Yeah.
It's just. There's been some other good comic book movies, but maybe we can make that a theme of a show sometime. What's the best comic book movies and all that? And
Sure.
What's the worst? But we don't have 24 hours. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, I'm just worried that sometimes most of the time sequels blow.
But then oftentimes a number 2 can be great. Superman 2 is great.
Yeah, Superman 2 is good. But I bet you can't think of 10 sequels that are great.
Does it have to be superhero movies?
No, it does not.
Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan.
We got 2.
Okay. The Dark Knight.
3.
Okay. Avengers: Age of Ultron.
I did not think that was as good as the first one.
You're asking what I think they're better.
Okay.
Okay.
But
Captain
wrong.
America 2: The Winter Soldier.
Okay. I like the first one better there, but yeah, it was good. But it wasn't awesome.
Really? I think the first one, the pacing is really poor.
Yeah, some of it I don't like.
Like, I like the movie, don't get me wrong, but I think Captain America
Okay.
2 is
Okay.
just a better movie.
We're up to 5.
Okay, and I need to have 5 more?
Mm-hmm.
Dawn of the Dead is better than Night of the Living Dead.
Mm-hmm.
You could argue that Inferno is better than Suspiria. It's a very, very good sequel.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
These are Italian horror films.
Okay, I'll give you that.
That's my opinion.
All right, that's okay.
So I'm at 7 now.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to have 3 more.
Mm-hmm.
10 sequels better than original.
Yeah.
Well, I think Dark Knight Rises is better than Batman Begins or The Dark Knight. Controversial opinion, yes, but I like it. It's my favorite of the 3. So,
is this the one?
That's the one with Bane.
Okay.
My
I
opinion.
disagree.
My
I think that's the
opinion.
least of. I like it, but okay. But all right.
I need to come up with 2 more.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, there's probably just gonna be 2 more Marvel movies. Not Thor 2. I don't know. Thor and Thor 2 are about equal for me.
I like. Yeah.
Yeah. If I say Iron Man 3, I'm gonna get hate mail. Like death threats. I mean, I like it.
I have forgotten what Iron Man 3 is all about.
It's the fake
yeah.
Mandarin.
Yeah.
Anyway, can we hold off? I'll come up with 2 more. Well, we got to do this.
But you see how difficult it is.
Yes, but they do exist. You have illustrated your point, and I think I have illustrated mine. It's not impossible.
Oh, I'm not saying it's impossible. It is unlikely.
And how many of those are recent sequels, too? At least half of what I mentioned.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You forgot The Godfather, too.
I haven't seen them.
Oh!
We've been over
Oh, my God!
We've been over this. I have never seen the Godfather movies. So, but look, what's happening with the Super Sons of Superman? We're like page 2.
All right. We're going.
That was like a 15-minute tangent.
Yes, it was. Glorious. All right. They get in a dune buggy, which they call an ATV, but it's a dune buggy. They go through this rock arch, and they find themselves in the Old West. They see these really. Actually, the only thing I really like about the story is these wacky headstones, and they're wacky epitaphs.
Yeah.
Ben Jones shot because I felt like it, Jack Slade. And here lies Mary, his wife, killed because she objected. Leave her, Monroe. Yeah. Eddie Clayton, killed because it's my turn. So what's going on? So this guy who comes up, he's got a Bowie knife. And that's Bowie, not Bowie. So,
right.
And he just cuts Superman, Jr. And Superman Jr. is supposedly invulnerable, but he's not invulnerable in this place.
Because I think they're in a period of lost time. I think because magic is involved, clearly, and also they're trapped in a lost time that basically is before he was born. If he was, this is a stretch. But if he wasn't born yet, he couldn't have absorbed the solar radiation to gain those powers.
Maybe. I'm not
but
sure.
I think it's because they're in a magic place. That's the real answer.
Yeah, I think your answer is a lot better than theirs, and it's just happens to be wrong. So Superman is about out. So Batman and he's wounded. Superman's out. Superman Jr.
Yeah.
He's because he's hurt, and he hasn't seen his blood, ever.
Yeah, and he's a real weenie about it.
Yeah, he is. Batman Jr. tries to get out, he can't. He goes to the newspaper, and there's a bunch of bad guys here, about 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And they like killing people, and that's all they do. And, well, except for carved tombstones with cute epitaphs, and they run the newspaper and they give obituaries, and which I guess they're bored.
I guess, but that's so weird. And it's the only people that are left in this town trapped in time are these old owl hoots, and they've just killed everyone for fun.
Yeah.
Which weird.
Yeah. They're worried about having to kill somebody. They're not Superman Jr. is worried about using violence. And then Batman Jr. said, well, we don't need to use violence this time, I want to die. And they find this girl, and she's really cute, redhead, which means trouble. So they fight the guys, and okay, God, it's fight. There's a guy with the lever action, he's lever or somebody. And there's a guy with 2 guns. There's a guy with a Bowie knife. They use the old mirror trick to have someone fake to shoot at some.
Okay, Superman has to be in like this duel with the cowboy, okay? Right. And he uses a mirror to make it look like he's really there, which is so... No one would fall for that. It wouldn't work.
Yeah. I mean, it worked in Goldfinger because James Bond is driving a car and he doesn't have time to look at it hard, and it's nighttime.
Right.
And it works that.
But it's high noon, man.
Yeah. I mean, you see the little square thing. I mean, you have to position exactly right. It has to be... Yeah, you're not going to be able to do it. So...
Yeah, it's super dumb.
So, Lever... What's it? A rifle freak. He's got a drop on us. Says, hey, Batman Jr.'s got this great idea. Shoot all the spades out of these cards. So, rifle guy, Rifle Monroe, he says, okay, I'll do that. So he shoots 13 times because there's 13 cards in a, what's this called, a set? What? No, it's called.
I don't know. I don't play cards either.
Dude, okay.
I play Magic the Gathering.
Dude?
Yeah.
Oh. Dude. No,
I played the other day and I cleaned the house.
Okay. But so he shoots 13 cards, and out of a gun that only holds 11 bullets. But he runs out
he's really good.
Yeah. So he runs out, and then Batman Jr. clocks him on the head.
So they lied.
Yeah.
They lied. That's...
Yeah.
They broke their word and lied.
Yeah.
That's still just a lying, cheating, stealing super sons of Batman and Superman.
Right. So they beat up Lever, and all of a sudden they get attacked by the girl who's got a bullwhip. And Belle Dubois, the bullwhip queen.
That's who she really was. That was that girl that they had befriended earlier.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't helpless at all.
So they fight her, and this Superman gets on this dirt. Oh, somebody died in the town and was rich enough to get dirt from his hometown. So the dirt in here is magical. So they got this fresh dirt from somewhere else. And luckily, Superman discovered that. Superman Jr., excuse me. And he's able to get his power and fly out of there. Then
which is ridiculous, because if the whole town is enchanted or whatever from magic, whatever's there should be enchanted. It shouldn't matter where the dirt came from.
Yeah.
So that's crap.
So they have the bad guys in the wagon. He carries up the wagon.
Like it's a covered wagon.
Covered wagon.
And they take it back through the time tunnel or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And when they get back to where they need to be, all the bad guys are skeletons in the back of the wagon. So they killed them too.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's not Superman and Batman, so it doesn't matter. So.
Oh, it's the sons of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And no one cares about them, so they suck. It's an imaginary story. God, that's awful.
Oh, well, let's talk about something a little bit cooler.
Where? Oh. All right, it's World's Finest.
Number 246. This is the August and September of 1977 issue. And this is a big fat comic. This is when DC introduced their Dollar Comics line, which is really cool. I had some Dollar Comic issues of whatever book had the Haunted Tank.
Oh, yeah. I never could. I knew it is a haunted tank. It was kind of...
Because they had, like, Combat of whatever, or GI Combat featuring
World War Fun, or I don't know what...
It was GI Combat featuring the Haunted Tank. But I had a few Dollar Comic issues
of that.
Why
is it called Haunted Tank? Well, then I guess I have other stories. Haunted Tank and Friends.
Well, because GI Combat was an anthology book that introduced the Haunted Tank. It became a popular feature that took over the book, and so then it became GI Combat featuring the Haunted Tank, and then other stuff. So, I love the Haunted Tank, though.
The Haunted Tank, I think, destroyed every single tank the Germans ever produced.
Yeah,
because he destroyed thousands.
Yeah, I could read DC War Comics for days. Sergeant Rock and the Haunted Tank are great. I don't really care so much about Enemy Ace or Johnny Cloud, the Native American fighter pilot. Like the aviation stuff, I don't care.
It's hard to do that, in comics for air, because it's hard to describe somebody flying around it'd be easier to do that in a movie.
Yeah, yeah. But anyway, let's talk about this lead story. It's called The Prisoner of the Kryptonite Asteroid, written by Bob Haney, penciled by Kurt Schaffenberger, and inked by Murphy Anderson. And so we have a great splash panel of Superman in front of the Justice League up in the satellite, which is 22,300 miles above Earth.
Okay.
And they're mad at him for doing something bad. I guess.
Yeah, they're gonna. He forfeits his life, and it's one of those splash panels that they do. Is, well, what's happening? Why is Superman in trouble? Then you read the comic and says,
Oh, it wasn't like that at all.
"Shit."
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a jip. It's true, though. It's
Yeah.
a cheat. It's always a cheat.
Right. And sometimes
Like, it's fun.
it can be a fun cheat, or it can be just meh. So.
Like, if it's the 60s, those cheats are great.
Mm-hmm.
And those covers are just wonderful. Like,
And sometimes they're cool. Actually, I think the cheats are the at that time were the thesis. Hey, make Jimmy into a giant turtle. Okay, boss. So and then
Yeah.
do this, and then that's where it is. So,
Yeah.
the front panel is the story, and they
yeah, but the cover where Jimmy's being a jerk and making Superman cry, you're like, what the heck? Why? Huh?
yeah
So, but it makes you want to read it. It's fun. So,
right.
what is
Okay.
happening? So, there's crime happening at Gotham City Airport or something.
Yeah.
And there's a shootout and a hostage situation. Commissioner Gordon's there and Batman too.
Mm-hmm. They're shooting the crap out of this plane. And this guy in there, they throw out a bomb. Oh, God. DC. They toss this bomb. I mean, it's a big, I don't know, a couple 100-pound bomb. And Batman catches it with a forklift. And it goes off and it stopped ticking. And so he jumps off and it blows up. Which isn't true. The ticking thing, that's just something. Also, when people have bombs and they have clocks on them, they really don't need a clock. You don't,
Sure.
that you can see. I mean, there might be a clock in there, but it doesn't have. You won't see. There's 3 seconds. You're about to blow up. So.
Right. It's a thing that you see in movies and television,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just one of those things.
Okay, so
So Superman knows who it is. What's the guy?
no, Batman goes in there, talks to the guy who's dressed in mauve, and they said, "Well, we need to. We'll let you go for an hour." So,
What is the whole deal with that? The guy, Mad Dog, obviously gay, obsessed with the color mauve.
Yeah, it's Mad Dog Doyle, I think. His name
Yeah.
is. So, so he said, "Hey, the guy's getting away in his car." I said, "Nah, in an hour or so, he'll have the car painted mauve." So, and there's mauve means pale purple, according to comic books.
Yeah. But anyway, so Batman's at the Batcave and talking to Superman.
Yeah, Batman's got this thing, and this is why he let Mobster go.
The mob mobster. Yeah.
He's got some stuff written in Kryptonian.
Right, the mobster did. Mad Dog Doyle, or whomever.
Yeah, he got some kryptonite going around. He thought he destroyed it all, and there's an asteroid with kryptonite in it.
Oh, man.
So Green Arrow is really mean and nasty and calls Superman, "You better get up here, you inhuman creep." So,
To the satellite. And they're like, what? What did I do?
yeah.
So he and Batman go up to the satellite, and they realize that inside the asteroid is this guy claiming to be Superman's brother.
Right. There's this guy called Ram Druid, the biggest space bomb in all the galaxies.
Yeah.
And he looks like a loser. So, yeah. So there's a guy stuck in, yeah.
Stuck in the asteroid.
Yeah, and they go back and said, "Oh, Superboy put him in there because he was jealous." And Superman can't remember anything about this.
Right. And so, but yeah, apparently this guy, what was his name? Ram-El or something?
And Ram Druid.
No.
Oh,
Kor-El.
Kor-El.
Kor-El was the other son of Jor-El and Lara. Lara hid his existence from Jor-El because he was a hunchback.
Mm-hmm.
And so she also sent him away, or he managed. She put him sealed up in a cave, and the cave survived and explode when Krypton exploded.
Yeah.
And so he made his way to Earth because comics, and he grew up and was kind of like spied on Superboy and kind of watched him from close by. But then he claimed Superboy, beat him up and sent him into space and trapped him in a kryptonite asteroid. Yeah. Which, there's all kinds of problems here.
Yeah, and the world's mad at Superman for doing this. And
so Superman's all, crap, I have to go break him out. And so he does, but he dies because of the kryptonite exposure.
So,
and I guess the kryptonite must have been like only powerful enough to. There must have been it mostly on the outside, and the inside is other stuff. But there was enough.
Actually, yeah, I don't know.
But there was, I guess, enough to keep Kor-El powerless, so he couldn't escape. There are big problems here. So anyway.
Yeah.
So Superman's dead, and Kor-El becomes the new Superman, and he's a super fascist, and he takes over the world.
Yeah, Big Brother is taking care of you. Obey and be happy.
Yeah, because he says he's the firstborn, between Superman and him, so that's why he's called Big Brother. But President Carter surrenders to him, and
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he would.
Okay, I'm not even gonna get into that. And the Justice League don't go and fight him because they would turn the Earth into a battlefield.
Yeah, sometimes the Earth needs to be a battlefield. Oh, yeah.
Love is a battlefield.
Yeah.
Just ask Pat Benatar.
She would know.
Yeah.
So,
So Superman wasn't dead, and he gets revived by Ram Druid.
Yeah.
By a crystal that has yellow solar radiation on it, and so he's got to go back to Earth and beat Kor-El. So it's a two-parter. We'll have the next part for next week.
Oh, really? I have read that.
I have too. I've read this in one of those super DC Best of DC digests from the 80s, and it had both parts in it.
Yeah,
it's not bad. It's a pretty good read, but there are problems.
It was disappointing. It's another story that I think that I don't know. Marvel could have done better. I don't know. DC does goofy, fun stuff, but they don't. I don't know what. I don't know. Anybody can fix this. Just
okay. I mean, the '70s. The '70s is a really bad time for DC. I mean,
couldn't they just put a little bitty mustache on,
it's improving. This is Jeanette Kahn is around, but it's the '80s is when the turnaround has really happened. But anyway, so there's several backup features in here, and the first has got the Black Canary in what is it? Wolf Hunt, written by Jerry Conway, penciled by Michael Netzer, and inked by Terry Austin. I don't know Michael Netzer from Adam, but Terry Austin frequently inked John Byrne on the X-Men. And Jerry Conway is real good. I don't think he's at his top game with this storyline, though. Well, let's talk about it. Black Canary looks good, though.
Oh, the character or the story?
What do you mean?
Oh, you say she looks good, so...
In the story, she does.
Yeah, she does. That's what I'm saying.
Just go.
Thinking, okay. But, she's on the lookout for a werewolf, and she comes to, I guess, Canada somewhere, and these drunken lumberjacks.
Drunken lumberjacks. Is there any other kind?
No. But they're okay.
They feel no pain.
Yeah. Now I was doing a Monty Python joke.
Oh, were you? I'm sorry.
I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I won't finish that. So she comes and they're about to kill these wolf mother and wolf babies, and she saves them with her scream, and so there's a werewolf around who kills somebody. So she's going to this place. I don't know, some doc who was being beaten up by the same lumberjacks, and he turns out to be dead, but he's a friend of the little creatures and all that.
Yeah.
So she's looking around. Oh, here's a book that tells me everything I need to know. So apparently the doctor made werewolves.
Okay.
And then she's attacked.
He started with a werebear.
Oh yeah. And the Lumberjacks come and they fight her, and she beats the crap out of him.
Yeah.
And so I don't know why she goes back to the hotel and puts her lingerie on and talks to Green Arrow.
Okay.
And this takes up the last page. Her getting into the shower. So, yeah, they care about the fans at DC, I suppose.
Oh boy. So, but then we lead right into a Green Lantern story, or not Green Lantern, Green Arrow. Gosh, I can't believe I just did that.
Yeah. I'm ashamed.
As you should be. But his story is called Manhunt for a Murderer. And this was also written by Jerry Conway, penciled by Terry Austin, and inked by Mike Netzer. They did the switcheroo.
Oh, well drawn.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's this guy. This bad guy has hired Slingshot and Rainbow Archer. I guess the Spitballer was not available.
Guess not.
So Slingshot.
I know, it's bad. And he just uses a sling.
Yeah.
Which is super lame.
No, it could. Yeah.
Like if you were like so awesome with it, sure. But
and
like,
he is pretty good at it, but you know, David versus Goliath and all that.
Yeah, and I think about Bullseye, the Daredevil villain,
Mm-hmm.
who just can throw any old thing, and he's amazing with it. But
it's
most anybody else who just throws a thing sucks. You know?
Yeah.
I wonder if there's any Hawkeye stories where he fights Bullseye. That would be cool.
Would it? Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Green Arrow goes into where Slingshot is with the big boss, and he throws some gas, but Slingshot figures out his gas, and he just saunters out. Oh, time to go. And he's not even hurrying. It looks like he's going to a disco or something.
Right.
I've never seen a better depiction of don't give a damn.
Right.
And so, but Green Arrow is mad. He's green with vengeance, and he's beating up these guys.
Yeah. The fight's good.
Yeah, it's beautifully drawn. Okay, so he's on the lookout for Slingshot, and he finds in the first place he looks for. It's really easy.
How convenient.
Yeah, I mean,
it's so easy for it to be a superhero.
Yeah. They ought to just fire the cops and just get superheroes, because they have no trouble finding the bad guys.
Yeah.
So he finds the hideout instantly, and he's listening in, and he comes in, and let's see, he gets beamed on the head with one of the slingshots.
Right.
And misses him again. So let's see. Then he goes again after him. Okay, so Slingshot had killed a cop, and because he's crazy. So oh God, it's so hard to explain these things. Green Arrow is with the cops and says, "Hey, stop it right there, Slingshot." And Slingshot thinks that it's the time before when he shot a cop, so he shoots a sling and almost kills a cop, but Green Arrow saves the day by knocking the cop out of the way. And then Green Arrow shoots Slingshot, not with a boxing glove arrow or a grenade arrow or
a net arrow, right?
Yeah.
He just shoots him with a regular arrow.
And it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And he says, "Yeah, this is for satisfaction."
Wow.
And that is kind of cool. That's sort of...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can dig
the evilest grin of all. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have another backup story. This has got the Vigilante in Son of a Gun, which, God, what a terrible title for a story.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just lazy and lame. But
just like the rest of the story.
Oh, here's the thing. Okay, written by Bill Kunkel, but with beautiful art by Gray Morrow. Now, if you were reading Creepy or Eerie in the 60s and it happened to not have a Frank Frazetta cover, the covers were by Gray Morrow. And he did a lot of wonderful interior stories for those books at that time. A terrific illustrator, great artist. I like him doing the Vigilante here.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Gray Morrow.
But we have a cowboy in Gotham City.
Yeah. I love the Vigilante. I love that he's a cowboy superhero country singer.
I didn't know about the country singing part.
I've mentioned it like every time.
Do you? And I keep forgetting because it's so absurd.
Yeah, so he's rustling up some owl hoots.
Yeah, and they're dressed like cowboys too.
Yeah, they got these weird top hats. But the Wild West top hats. You know what I mean?
Which is what I think mostly they wore derbies and top hats and stuff like
Sure.
that. The cowboy hat is kind of a Hollywood invention, I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe out on there.
I wear a cowboy hat during the rainy season.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's right, you do. What lame. No,
Oh.
it looks good on you. It looks good on you.
Thank you.
All right, so he doesn't ride a horse. He rides a motorcycle. It looks like the Mach 5.
It does. Man,
from Speed Racer.
Yeah, duh.
Some people may not catch it.
Sorry, okay. Yes, the Mach 5 from Speed Racer. Man, that would be a great crossover.
Yeah.
They're bringing Speed Racer back. It's getting a new series.
You know, I want to watch the movie. I know the
I tried to watch it, but I just couldn't do it.
Really?
John Candy was Pop, or not John Candy.
John Goodman.
John Goodman was Pops.
Yeah.
Which, good choice. But I'm like, I couldn't care.
Yeah.
Maybe I should give it another chance, but yeah.
It looks interesting, but Jupiter Rising, was it the last one they did, the Wachowski?
I don't know. I did not watch that. I saw the trailer. I'm like, I don't care about this.
Yeah, same here. That's what of.
So,
I think they did one great movie.
What did they do?
Matrix.
Ugh.
The first Matrix is great.
Pass. Let's talk about this comic.
So he's trying to avoid that.
Well.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we get the origin story of Vigilante.
First of all, but he's beat the bad guys. He walks in the room. He finds his psychic stuff. They've hanged him. He's dead.
Right.
And wow, that's.
But you don't know. Well, when I was reading this, I didn't know who Stuff was.
Stuff has been in every other Vigilante story that we've read.
Yeah, and I can't remember him at all. So,
he's his Asian sidekick.
Yeah, the Asian sidekick with a stupid name. That's fine. There are stupider names like Pie Face and all that. So.
Or the Crimson Avengers sidekick Wing. Who was Asian, and of course Chop Chop from Black Hawk.
Yeah.
Ooh, we've got some Black Hawk stuff coming up.
Yeah.
We will do a whole episode on Black Hawk.
Yeah. All right. So Vigilante is crying, and he thinks about what happened to his dad who got shot.
And why he became the Vigilante. Because this is great, because I don't think there really was an origin story for him before this. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Well, so he goes and shoots his father's killers, and Vigilante killed those guys. So I'll be named the Vigilante. Okay, so I don't know how he goes from the Old West to now. No, he goes into the 20s, and then he fights this guy called the Dummy, who looks like a ventriloquist dummy.
Yeah, that's the whole deal with the Dummy, and he's the main recurring villain for the Vigilante.
Yeah. The Dummy sends his goons to go against this Chinese launder shop. I think it's a launder shop. And they kill the parents, and then Vigilante comes and avenges them.
And Stuff joins up with Vig, yeah.
So they beat up people, and then they capture the Dummy, and Dummy's really mad because he got caught. And that is why in the future, and goes 50 years into the future and to the time when this was written.
Sure.
And Stuff is murdered. I don't get the timeline. Is this guy immortal or what?
Not 50 years later.
That looks like in the 30s. So
yeah, but also so was Batman operating in the 30s and Superman.
Yeah, but you don't see.
Here's the thing: we were operating on a sliding time scale here. We don't actually know what time this is set, updated, or this current story is set. We really
the current
don't.
story has got to be at least in the 70s or 60s.
Okay.
And there's the Old West, at least 1890s, maybe 1910s.
Okay. I need to understand something. The Vigilante did not operate in the Old West. He's just a cowboy-themed superhero.
But the origin story was in the Old West.
What part of it was in the Old West?
When his daddy died, he was on a stagecoach.
Okay.
See? Stagecoach?
Okay. I see a stagecoach. Okay, you can wipe that smile off your face because it's not... Yeah.
No, I'm going to keep it on, too.
Jeff, 1900 doesn't happen and automatically everyone starts using the automobile. There was a time when stagecoaches were still in operation and use in the early part of that century. This can work. It's a little rough, but it still works.
It only works if they use stagecoaches about 1950. So.
All right.
Okay, so
they're
playing with it, and and it's sort of. I thought it was just he's driving Mach 5, and his father was killed on the stagecoach. That is something's wrong. So. Okay. Hey, let's go to Wonder Woman.
Okay. This story is called The Baron's Name is Blitzkrieg, written by Jerry Conway. Geez, he wrote pretty much half the book. With pencils by Don Heck and inked by Vince Colletta. I think this is better than the Green Arrow and Black Canary stuff that's going on in this book. I think that stuff's just kind of like not very exciting.
No. Yeah.
But this is Earth 2. It's set in World War II, so it's Earth 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Okay.
Yeah. So, go ahead.
All right. The Baron's name is Blitzkrieg. We see Wonder Woman fighting Baron Blitzkrieg. Okay, so we get the story. Oh, we have a general. He gets killed by Blitzkrieg. So.
Yeah.
So they're trying to figure out what's going on. They're in England, World War II. Diana Prince is a yeoman. And,
yeah, it's a secretary.
Yeah. And I guess Scotland Yard treats her like crap. So.
Well, yeah, but you have to remember this is the 40s, and they're like, what are you even talking to me for? You're a woman. You're somebody's secretary. But they don't know she's Wonder Woman, and she's trying to investigate the case.
Yeah, she investigates and finds out the murderer came from the sea, which, being on an island, kind of, I don't know, it's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
So she looks around, cool invisible airplane, and she finds a boat, and it's attacked by a guy, and of course she wraps him up in their golden lasso and gets all the information. Luckily, he must know Hitler because Hitler's told him the whole thing about Baron Blitzkrieg. I mean, he tells him he knows everything. He knows the whole story.
True, and it seems that like odd that a minor operative just like basically he must be on the first name basis with Hitler.
He's not even German.
Yeah,
he's this English peasant fisherman. Yeah, he knows. Yeah, no, Hitler and his Baron, they were good buddies. And so when the war came, the Baron was put in charge of a concentration camp. So he's really evil. And some concentrated camp inmate who, ungrateful as he was, hits him in the face with a bottle.
Yeah, like acid or something. Or is it just a bottle?
Just a bottle.
And it just cuts off his face?
Yeah. And his face is ugly, and Hitler is really mad. So he gives him power serum or something.
Yeah. It's just vague enough to be like, huh?
Yeah. And why didn't he make the whole division out of these guys?
Right?
Why one? And
right. I mean, Captain America works why there was only one, because the formula got destroyed and the scientist that came up with it was killed. But, like, Baron Blitzkrieg, if the Nazis got the stuff, like, well, duh, why wouldn't you make 100 of those guys?
Right. And it's Blitzkrieg, the human thunderbolt. And Blitzkrieg means, in German, lightning war. And so Lightning Ward, the Human Thunderbolt. And that's kind of, well, actually, that's kind of Teutonic.
It's like, geez, but the time you say get your name out, you're shot dead.
Right.
You know.
Blitzkrieg is not a German word. It's made up by the Allies.
Really?
They called it something else.
That I didn't know.
Now, Blitz and Krieg are German. Blitzkrieg was put together by the Allies.
So it's a portmanteau.
Very good.
Interesting. I love that word, and I love portmanteaus.
Yeah.
They're the grooviest.
All right. So she figures out what's going on. So he's going to kill General Auchinleck, who was in charge of the 8th Army, who was in the North Africa, which are really impressive because they usually in comic books mention a British general. He has a real name. It's Montgomery, and so they found another one, and that's impressive. So,
yeah,
especially a hard name like Auchinleck.
Sure.
So they fight and fight and fight.
Wonder Woman and Baron Blitzkrieg. Yeah, it's a good fight.
Yeah.
You know, Don. People really back on Don Heck, but I think he's a good choice to do Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And one or two of the issues we read recently of Wonder Woman were done by Don Heck. So.
Yeah. All right. She fun. The Baron has a mask on, and Wonder Woman knocks it off with a rock, and the Baron, oh no, my face, and he leaves. That, for crying out loud, if his face is messed up, why does he care?
And also, like, why is your mask so like easy to knock off if you're disfigured and the whole point is to hide your face?
Right.
Like, I guess I understand you need to be able to get it off easily enough so you can eat and stuff, but if you're going into super villainous combat, it shouldn't be able to just like a little tap or a slap knock your mask off. So things.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe I'm misremembering, but I thought when we read, Steel, the World War II superhero, remember that? We read like the first issue. I thought he fought Baron Blitzkrieg too. Maybe it was somebody else.
Or maybe there's another. Maybe it's Count von Blitzkrieg. Or something.
Anyway, it doesn't really matter.
Blitzkrieg Jr. I don't know. It's sort of.
My memory's kind of dim on that. So anyway.
I like his outfit. Though.
Yeah, when we read Steel, the Indestructible Man, that's what it was. And that was art by Don Heck.
Interesting.
So anyway,
maybe so. So somehow Wonder Woman knows where to go to and goes into an office, and there is General Auchinleck, Baron Blitzkrieg, and Winston Churchill, who looks like he's made out of drunken wood.
What do you mean exactly by that?
Oh, he looks okay. He's got a real person's face in comics is always a little bit different.
Yeah,
and
like clearly they used photo reference, which good, but it looks almost like pasted on to another figure they drew.
And he doesn't. His head is too small for his body, but he looks like He looks like he's out of it, but he's awake, like he's drunk, and it's kind of just oddly done.
Yeah, I mean it works okay, but yeah, and the face definitely looks like it's like you either traced it or it's a paste on.
And it's way too small.
Well, he was a portly man, but yeah.
Yeah, I think I have to look that up. But so he's so. I don't know what's going to happen with Baron Blitzkrieg.
But you do, you will know because we're going to read the next issue.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
So, all right. Oh, cool. We'll see you in the funny pages.